Hi, my name's Sandy and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this amazing sparkly Valentine's topper for your cake. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notifications if you want to see more amazing tutorials. So let's get started. Okay, so for the heart topper, what we're going to use is, I'm going to be using some of this here, and this is called foam core. I will link below, guys, where you can get this from. I use this a lot in my cake decorating projects. And we are just going to need a heart topper. Now this one in size, so is it's about 3 inches in length and probably the same in width. Yep, so 3 by 3. And I have got a craft knife. Now we're gonna need this to cut out the actual heart shapes. And I've just got a pen. You can use a pen or a pencil. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want this to be quite big, and this is gonna be the inside of the heart. So we wanna first of all, just trace around this. Just roughly, because obviously we're going to cut around this, so it doesn't need to be 100%, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I need to make another bigger one. Now I don't have a bigger size to cut around, so I'm just going to freehand and I'm just going to draw around this. And again, it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be perfect, because I'm just going to start off here. And your drawing skills don't need to be 100%, mine aren't amazing. Okay, again, it doesn't need to be perfect. We can just go over if we just need it to be a bit wider as well, because all of this is going to get covered. Okay, great. So we've got something that looks like that. And now what we want to do is we want to cut this out. Now, I highly recommend getting a cutting mat underneath this. I'm just going to go and grab mine now, because you don't want to end up scratching your table or your surface. I've just brought in my cutting mat, and I'm just going to pop this on top of the cutting mat. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got 2 types of craft knives, so I'm going to just see which one works best, because sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting around the outside, okay? So I'm just going to start to score it. Start off with this one here. I'm just going to score. So I'm not going to go in kind of too deep at the moment. I'm just sort of going around it gently just to get that first kind of initial cut. Just be very careful when you're doing this, because obviously these craft knives are very sharp. Okay, great. And now when you've initially got that first kind of cut, then you can go a little bit deeper into the cut. Okay, I've just switched my craft knife now to the slightly flatter one, and just because I find it's easier, and I'm just going to start to now, again, just go into the heart. Just keep your other hand out of the way. This is probably the trickiest bit, is just getting it sort of cut out. Okay, let's have a look. If we turn it on the other side, we can start to see that kind of score. So I'm just going to do it once more, and then that should just come out. Do it a bit more. What you can also do is you can just go around the other side where you've got that kind of score now, and you can just go around it on this side, which will make it far easier. You're going to get some sort of frayed edges as well, but don't worry about that too much. There you go, and that just kind of pops out. And then what we're going to do is we want to do the same thing, but we just want to cut out the inside. Perfect. So we now have the heart shape, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some scissors and just kind of neaten around the edges slightly and just sort of cut and just to neaten that again. But don't worry about it too much. And just a little bit on the inside as well. And then we have something that looks like this. Now the great thing about this is this has got actually foam inside it, which is why it makes it so easy to insert a stick into it once we've kind of decorated it. So now we're going to go and start decorating this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to brush this with some piping gel. So piping gel just comes like this. And what I've got here is I've got some white glitter squares. Okay, and we're going to just pop some into a bowl. And I'll probably need a few more. Now these do go everywhere and they're quite expensive, so just try and be a bit careful as to how you do this. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to pop down some baking paper just so I can catch any sprinkles as they fall. And then what I've got here is I've just got some blush rose gold by Faker Hill. You can use any kind of rose gold or bronze or blush. I'm going to pop a little bit into the glitter squares, and then I'm just going to give that a little mix just with the back of my brush. And then it changes it to a lovely kind of rose gold. Then let's just brush some piping gel to the back of the heart and also to the other side, but we'll do one side first. So just make sure you're getting enough on there. And it's completely kind of covered and you've got plenty, and just to the top as well, just to where the foam core bit is. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start to sprinkle this on to the heart. And as you can see, the baking paper that I've put down is just going to catch any of these so we don't waste them. Make sure it's all completely covered. We'll get rid of the excess and then just fill in any kind of gaps where you need to. Once that's done, we're going to turn that around. We're going to brush some piping gel just to the back as well. And we're just going to do exactly the same. You really want to make sure you're patting them down so they do stick to that piping gel. And just kind of cover any of the pencil or the pen mark as well, just because we don't want to see that. And any bits of white, just go over it with the piping gel. And also on the side as well, because obviously we don't want to see that awful bit where we've kind of cut it. Okay, so our heart has now been covered, and I'm just going to go and give my hands a wash, and then I will go on to the next bit of how, just going to put a little bit there actually, of how we actually insert this onto our cake. Now, as you can see, I have sprinkles everywhere. That's the joy of these sprinkles. Now we're just going to get some bamboo sticks or kebab sticks. We're just going to cut them. So they're probably about, I would say, 8 inches long. I'm going to get 2. And now with the pointy bit, what we're going to do is now again, because this is foam core, I'm just going to bring this over just in case any kind of want to fall off. I'm just going to place this into there like so. And probably one would be enough actually. Let's just place it right into the center. And as you can see here, I would just go in and put some more piping gel and cover the entire side of it. And again, you can go back afterwards and just make sure that is kind of done and complete. And there we have our topper, our amazing topper for our Valentine's cake.